bob, bob, and ray, 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 hockey and come here. Today's the day for bob and ray, so lift your voices clear.
Thank you, and hello again, everybody, and welcome back here to another Bob and Ray show.
Hello.
We'll be here for 45 minutes, with 5 minutes out for news someplace. I don't know whereabouts, but they'll tell us before the show is over.
Is that the news that we taped this morning about 10:30?
Yeah. Well, anyway, let's get going first with another one of our patented copyrighted features. And now, the Kraftweiler Industrial Cartel, producers of all sorts of stuff, made out of everything, invite you to widen your horizon.
Yes, it's time once again for Widen Your Horizons, the award-winning public service program that teaches you to lead a fuller and happier life by acquiring new skills. Our subject for today is how to use dental floss, and here to lead the discussion is Mr. Sheldon Blight of the Old Orchard Dental Floss Company. I assume I'm correct, Mr. Blight, in saying that your firm is one of the largest in the world.
Yes, we turned out some 18,000 miles of dental floss in 1956. Now, that was an increase of about 3,500 miles over the preceding year.
Uh-huh.
And our president, Mr. Boxall, is aptly described as the floss king of the free world.
Well, does that mean that there may be bigger dental floss plants behind the Iron Curtain?
Well, it's hard to say. Radio Moscow contends that the state-owned dental floss plant in Leningrad is producing 30,000 miles a year. But I doubt it.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't believe they have the know-how.
Now, you were telling me just before the broadcast that a lot more dental floss would be sold in this country if people knew how to use it. What did you mean by that?
Well, the American people lose enough food vitamins and minerals between their teeth each day to feed the entire nation of Vietnam and part of Cambodia. And only about 6% of this food is ever removed with dental floss.
Boy, I had no idea that figure was so small.
Well, now the average person thinks that in order to run dental floss back and forth between his teeth, he must get one hand completely inside his mouth.
Yeah.
Now, this is an erroneous idea. Now, my mouth is of average dimensions, and I have no trouble using dental floss at all.
Well, now I think we should get right along with the demonstration here and see how this is done. Could we?
Well, now the first step is to break off a piece of dental floss about 9 inches long and form a small loop at the point where you intend to insert it between the teeth.
I'll explain that Mr. Blight has broken off the dental floss, and now he's forming the loop. There it is.
Now, you see, I put the floss between the teeth, keeping both hands outside the mouth. Then I run it back and forth.
What's wrong, Mr. Blight?
Well, running it through my lower teeth, I got it caught in a crown of needs to tie the lower together.
Well, it has, I guess. It seems to have a double granny knot in it there, too. I certainly never saw anything like that before.
I read about it once in a treasure. I didn't think it could happen. I stuck tight, too.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Star.
There's a dentist up on the next floor. Why don't you go up and see if he can help you?
I had to do that. I hope he doesn't have to pull any teeth to get me untied. I'm sorry it turned out this
all
way.
right. You've been listening to Widen Your Horizons, and our guest speaker today was Mr. Sheldon Blight of the Old Orchard Dental Floss Company. Free copies of Mr. Blight's remarks may be obtained from your local representative of the Kraftweiler Industrial Cartel.
Okay, so much for that. Now let's get along to our next feature.
Now, the makers of Tingle, the wintergreen-flavored dental floss, invite you to join us for another thrilling adventure of Elmer W. Litzinger, Spy.
Hello there. I'm Elmer W. Litzinger, Spy. My most recent assignment carried me to a small waterfront bar in Lisbon. My government had reason to suspect that the place was a clearinghouse for international agents passing military secrets back and forth through the Iron Curtain. The bar seemed quiet enough as I entered, a few seamen drinking ale in one corner, an old man resting on his cane by the front door, and then suddenly an exotic brunette came in and stepped up to the bar. I had a hunch she might be the person I was looking for.
See, senorita, something for you?
I hear the weather has been very clear this week in the Canary Islands.
Ah, senorita, you know the password. Apparently, you have information for me to pass along to regional headquarters.
Yes, listen carefully. I have succeeded in getting secret American documents. They show that the United States now has 47 submarines in the Mediterranean.
Hey, 47 is more than we thought, Senorita. You have done well.
Pardon me, I hate to break into your conversation, but I am Elmer W. Litzinger, spy. I couldn't help overhearing, and you're all wet, lady. We have 63 submarines in the Mediterranean.
Oh, so you are a spy, you say? For which side, senor?
I am with the United States government. Here are my credentials. The picture there was taken when I still had my mustache, but I'm sure you'll see the resemblance.
Si, senor. You are what you say you are. Perhaps you may even know something about aircraft carrier strength in the Suez area.
Yes, we have 3 of them down there, but don't just let me babble on this way. I'm sure that you and the lady have things to talk about.
There'll be plenty of time for that later, senor. We do not meet a gentleman of your professional background often. What about American atomic power in the Middle East?
Well, all of the carriers have A-bombs aboard. Several of the submarines do, too. I could send over a map showing their location.
We'll be most appreciative, senor.
Well, gee, it sure is nice to meet friendly people so far away from home. Won't you have a glass of wine with me? There's still some in the bottle over on my table.
No, thank you, senor. It has been poisoned.
Well, okay, then. Incidentally, I'll have to file something with Washington about you people. That's what I was sent here for. I wonder if you'd be good enough to give me your name.
Of course, senor. I am number 723.
And I am number 812.
But people who know her well just call her 8.
723 and 812. Well, this is the meaty kind of stuff that good spy reports are made of. I'll get a cable off to Washington immediately. I'll just say, the case of the Lisbon bar closed successfully by Elmer W. Litzinger, spy.
Friends, if your gums always seem warmer during the spring and summer months, why not cool off with Tingle, the wintergreen-flavored dental floss? Try some soon. You'll be glad you did.
The adventures of Elmer W. Litzinger, spy, have been brought to you by the Tingle Twine and Floss Company. Portions of this program were manually reproduced.
And down here in our studio audience, we're going to say hello to some of the folks who've come from various places to see us, and we're always happy to see them, certainly, aren't we, Ray? And first of all...
What, Bob? I wasn't listening.
I said we're always happy to see these people.
Okay, but look, don't include me in the conversations, will you? I'm way up on the stage.
I know.
You're out in the audience. It's the only chance I get to wainscot the walls.
Okay. Could I have your name, please, sir?
Yes, my name is Frank L. Diddy.
And what's the unusual occupation that you have, Mr. Diddy?
Well, I'm a professional splasher.
You mean you work at a swimming pool or what?
No, I'm employed by several New York dry cleaning companies, whose names I'd prefer not to mention. And whenever we have a rain, it's my job to drive through puddles and splash as many pedestrians as I can.
Well, in other words, this creates more business for the dry cleaners, huh?
You know, you've got a good head on your shoulders to figure that out.
Well, the whole thing seems like kind of a dirty trick, but you seem very proud of yourself.
Well, it's really quite an art. Now, you've got to hit the puddles at just the right angle to get the maximum effect, and that takes plenty of practice.
Well, you know, it seemed to me that a splash is pretty much of a splash, no matter how you do it.
Well, no, that's not the case at all. Now, you have to be sure that the muddy water will hit the portion of the person's clothing that has to be dry cleaned. Now, if you go through a puddle too far out in the street, you'll just ruin his shoes. If you come in too close to the curb, you might splash mud all over his face and miss the clothing entirely.
Well, you can only do your work in rainy weather, then, I take it. You must have some pretty long layoffs during the dry spells.
Well, splashing is the big thing with me, but my employers manage to keep me busy most of the time. On a clear day, for example, I go around to restaurants and bump the arms of waiters.
They're causing them to drop the food they're carrying?
Oh, they drop it all right, but if you get your timing down pat, you can be pretty sure that they'll drop in somebody's lap.
And, of course, that means more dry cleaning.
That's right. If I can, I try to find the waiter who's carrying a tray full of soup. Now, soup soaks into the clothing very well and leaves a nice stain.
Well, I can't say I really approve of this work you're doing, but I want to thank you for coming up on our stage and telling us about it. I wonder if you'd care to sign our guest book before you leave.
This book right here?
That's right. You just put your name right beneath Noel Coward's there, all right?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. That was awfully clumsy of me.
Oh, now you spilled ink over my suit, all over the book. I don't think I'll ever be able to get this
Oh, a
out.
good dry cleaner can fix that up for you. Here's the address of one in the neighborhood. Just take the suit over there and tell them I sent you.
Okay. Thanks again, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Now it's time for Mr. Trace, keener than most persons, in the case he calls the stolen false teeth murder clue. The scene is in Mr. Trace's private office as he calls for his assistant, Spike Delancey. Here.
Yes, boss, did you call?
Yes, Spike. I've been having trouble, as you probably have been able to see.
Saints preserve us, boss. Your smile is different.
Someone, Spike, has stolen my prosthetic appliance.
You don't say, boss, that you're without your teeth.
That's exactly what I say, Spike.
Well, who would want your teeth, boss?
I don't know who could pull a dastardly trick like this.
Where did you last see them, boss?
Well, I had lunch at the lunch counter downstairs. Then I came up to the office, and about a half hour later, I noticed that they were missing.
Saints preserve us, boss.
There's only one clue, Spike.
Yes, sir.
This set of fingerprints on the edge of my desk.
Saints preserve us, boss. Fingerprints on the edge of your desk.
Yes, I want you to run through our file and see if you can place them with any of the criminals we've dealt with in the past.
All right, boss, I'll be right back. Just as soon as I check through the file, see if I can match up those, boss.
That's what I want you to do, Spike. If I could only find those, I could get back to my job of crime detecting. Oh, any luck, Spike?
Turn around, pally, you say.
What? Who are you? What do you want here? You, lurking there behind the gray curtains covering my window.
Well,
you, with the dagger in your hand.
You look so insipid the way you talk.
Insipid, you say?
Yes. You don't look like the old Mr. Keenley, who's tracer than most persons.
I'm as traced as any lost person.
You're a person, and I'll be people if you're going to trace around here, Lost.
I certainly think you're barking up the wrong tree.
Just a moment, people. I've traced you long enough. From now on, I'm keen. Keen to it all. You've lost to that, people?
Yes, I'll purse along with you on that. But wait until my assistant, Spike Delancey, gets back.
He ain't coming back.
You mean?
He's keened, people. Lost.
I'm treated. At last. Today, we heard part one of a two-part story from the files of Mr. Trace, keener than most persons. The case he calls the stolen false teeth murder clue.
Say, Bob, Barry Campbell is
Who?
here to say hello to you and to me and to all his friends across this great nation of
our
ours.
good old show business friend Barry Campbell, star of motion pictures, television, radio, orchestra work. Barry, come in here and sit down. Say hello to Ray.
All right. Come on.
Barry, when did you get in town? And let's have a real old-fashioned gab fest here and just kind of bring ourselves up to date on your activities. It's been quite a while.
Well, I tell you, bad luck has been dogging my heels, Bob, in all my ventures and enterprises in the last year or so.
I'm sorry to hear that.
My TV series, The Combat Mess Sergeant, didn't sell, and I sunk all my savings into making a pilot for that thing.
Yeah, I know. I heard about that.
I cashed all my bonds and everything. $87.50 went right down the drain.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, actually, I'm a little ahead of my time with that show. It's a little too cerebral.
Well, Combat Mess Sergeant, of course, the title alone would rule out a great portion of the viewing public.
Bob, the Combat Mess Sergeant, the idea was that he wasn't to be the hero or the Mess Sergeant himself. We were to have a different episode, but it would just happen around the mess tent.
Oh, all the action would take place there around the boiling pots and kettles and
Right. But,
field stoves.
Well, I'd rather not talk about it anymore. What I'm working on now...
I see you're still wearing the fatigues that you were going to wear in that...
I got to.
Well,
what I'm
happened
working
after
on now, Bob, is a fourth major league. Going to
Fourth Major League.
Baseball. I'm going to call it the Global League. I'm working now. We already have a franchise in Tehran. We got one in Paris going.
Good. Yeah.
We're trying to work some arrangement to get a team into Moscow, and the Cairo Sphinxes have notified us that there's interest there.
Well,
it
that
seems
sounds
that
like...
Cairo's going to put up a stadium for them.
Sounds pretty good, but...
The only problem there is they don't know how to play ball, of course.
Isn't sports a little bit far afield for you? I mean, your talents seem to lie along the entertainment, like movies and acting and the band.
Well, no, Bob, I've always, knock on wood, I've always kept myself in good physical shape.
Well, that you have, although...
I was always well coordinated, and as a youth, I don't mind saying I was considered one of the better athletes to ever come out of my hometown.
You may be in good shape. I guess the fatigues give you that seedy appearance right now, as if you're kind of falling apart at the seams and going to...
Well,
pop,
if I look lumpy, Bob, it's because I have a bottle of ketchup in this pocket here, and of course I have all the contracts for the different teams in this pocket here, and I have a toolkit in this pocket.
Well, that's...
and I have a change of socks in the other pocket, which gives me an overall lumpy appearance.
In case the bus breaks down, I know that you're still traveling in the Barry Campbell and his orchestra bus. I saw it parked out front when we came in today.
What does that green ticket mean? Is that 15 fish?
That's 15 fish, yes.
I knew there was more than the yellow one.
Yeah. Doesn't the bus attract some attention? You haven't taken any of the lettering
cops like dogs attract fleas. The minute I park my bus, cops wake up and come right out of the doorway wherever they've been sleeping.
I think the expression is the way molasses attracts flies. But we'll let it go at that.
Well, I mean, you know your own expressions better than I do.
Yeah, well, it's a colloquialism. So then, besides the policemen who are attracted to this bus, do you find that people stop you on the street and say, hey, where's the rest of the orchestra, Barry Campbell?
Eccentrics are attracted to it, too. Bob, I don't believe I've parked for longer than 10 minutes. But what every eccentric in a given town has come by the bus, made comments.
Say, I wonder if I could interrupt you just briefly. No, I guess I'll wait. Well, Barry, will you be leaving for overseas shortly to round up this fourth major league and get...
Bob, I don't have the loot to go overseas. What I'm doing is most of my contact work through mail and through smugglers.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, if we can be of any assistance to you on a...
I know I can depend on you both for any publicity.
Well, I don't know whether you can depend on Ray, but...
I'd like to get some city in the United States, I think we'd need in this new global league.
Well, that's going to present all sorts of problems of transportation and expensive travel. I would keep it all within Europe there if I could, if it were me.
Well, of course,
it
it's
isn't.
not you.
No, it isn't, I know.
And it's more me than you, and I'll have to
thank
conduct
goodness
it the
for
way
that, huh? I say thank goodness for that.
I'll have to conduct
it
it the way I would, providing I have the wherewithal.
Sure. Well, okay, I guess we've brought you up to date, and the people up to date on what you've been doing, Barry Campbell, and I hope very soon we'll be seeing your name up there in lights again. Barry, a rather seedy, down and out Barry Campbell, here on his latest visit to our program, but things may look up for him in the future.
They better, because he's really in trouble. And now, as a portion of the Bob and Ray Show, we bring you another episode of One Fella's Family. Today's episode, entitled Sweet Remembrance, is taken from book CLMIX, chapter XXXII, page 2. It's 11 minutes past 11 in the morning as we look in on Mother and Father, who are standing in the kitchen just finishing the breakfast dishes. And we hear the old gaffer say...
Well, Fandy, looks like another nice spring day. As soon as we finish the dishes, maybe we should take a walk down by the seawall.
Yes, I think the tulips are up now. Practically blooming.
Yeah, I see a bank of fog off the horizon.
Any old junk.
Oh, here comes the junk man, Fandy.
Any old junk.
Rags! Rags!
Looks like he's pulling into the driveway.
Haven't seen one of those old ragmen in years.
No, and we don't have any junk to sell, do we?
No, we've thrown out all those things.
Oh, he's getting down off the wagon and ringing the doorbell. Here. I'll let him in.
All right.
Here. Yes.
Got any old rags? Junk?
Yeah, my
Good
wife.
cads?
My wife and I were just discussing the fact that we didn't have anything to sell.
Give a nickel for the jacket you got on.
This one here?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I'd want to sell this. It's a gift from one of the family.
Let me compare here.
Here.
You use this stove much?
Well, every day, 3 times.
$2.50 worth for you.
No, we were commenting we hadn't seen a
Take
junk
it
man
out.
like
Take
you
the
for
stove
some
out, will
time.
you,
Oh, wait just a minute there, sir. You can't come in here and take away our stove.
I don't think I can give you too much for the table.
Well, it's not for sale
Give me
in
a
the first.
dime.
You
Get the
whippersnapper.
table, take the dime.
Leave the table alone. Fandy,
What?
these men are stealing us of everything we have here in the house.
He's paying.
I know, but it's not enough, Fandy.
My word. You want to keep these things for sweet remembrance? About time we get rid of this old junk.
You have been listening to another episode of One Fella's Family. Today's episode, entitled Sweet Remembrance, was taken from book CLMIX, chapter XXXII, page 2. One Fella's Family is written and produced by T. Wilson Messy. This is a Messy production.
You know, each week we receive literally hundreds of letters from souvenir hunters who want some memento that truly belong to Bob and Ray.
Well, naturally, we can't fill all of these requests, but from time to time, we are going to give our studio audience a chance to buy at auction some object that belongs to one of us. Today, we're offering Ray's hat, a beautiful item that any souvenir collector would be very proud to own, I'm
Now,
sure.
you'll notice, neighbors, that this hat is in the fashionable Tyrolean style, and that it's a lovely forest green in color.
What's more, it bears the initials RG inside, which certainly proves that it belongs to Ray. Now, let's begin. What am I bid for this handsome object?
I wonder if I could examine the merchandise before the bidding begins.
Oh, sure you can, madam. Here, if you just hand the hat down to the lady, Wilbur, thank you.
It's awfully stained around the sweatband.
Well, that, of course, proves that the hat actually has been worn. It's not just a surplus item that we picked off some dealer's shelf. That hat has been worn by Ray himself for, well, how long is it, Ray? Now?
Well, I've worn this hat almost daily for about 8 years. And the
Ever
lucky
since you
buyer...
started in show business,
That's
wasn't it?
right, and the lucky buyer will get a written testimonial to that effect.
That's right. A written testimonial verifying the fact that this hat belonged to Ray will go to the buyer. Now, I see that the gentleman across the aisle is examining the hat. Isn't that a lovely piece of merchandise, sir?
Well, it wouldn't do me any good. It's a 7 1/4. I wear 4 7/8. I have a very small head for a man my size.
Yeah, for a man over 6 feet tall and weighing, I'd say, about 200 pounds, you do have quite a small head. But, of course, you got to realize that you wouldn't be buying this hat to wear. You'd be buying it as a souvenir, right?
Well, I don't know who'd want an old beaten-up hat with a stained sweatband as a souvenir, anyway.
Well, all right, madam. I'll just assume that you don't know the true value when you see it. Will anybody open the bidding at $50? Do I hear $25 for this authentic Ray Goulding Tyrolean hat? Oh, come on, friends. Don't be bashful. What do I hear as an opening bid?
58 cents?
Man with a small head bids 15 cents. And I'm sure, sir, you're joking. You couldn't buy the feather in this hat alone for less than half a dollar.
Well, I'd have to have it shrunk so much to fit me that I just couldn't afford to pay any more for it. See, they charge me $3, $4 just to shrink it down to a 4 7/8.
Well, we have a bid of 15 cents here. Would anybody care to top that?
Well, I'll bid a quarter for it.
I hear 25 cents. Madam, I'm sure you don't know what you're saying. The hat is virtually priceless. Ray only buys a new one every 8 or 10 years, and this means that hats actually owned by Ray Goulding are very, very
well,
scarce.
You see, I want to give it to my nephew, but my stars, you'd have to have it cleaned and blocked. It looks terrible that way.
Well, look, we're not putting this item
Almost
up as
a health menace.
It's not an item of wearing apparel. It's a souvenir. Now, who'll raise the bid from 25 cents? I hear 25 cents once, 25 cents twice.
Ray, you willing to let this hat go for 25 cents?
No. If that's all you can get, I'll just wear it for another year or so.
Well, that's it, neighbors. The owner has decided not to let the item go for the top bid, so we'll have to put it back in stock.
But you folks be sure to join us for our next auction when another item actually belonging to Bob and Ray will go on the block. Bob lost one mitten during the past winter, and he has consented to let us auction off the other one right on this stage at our next sale. So please be with us, will you? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now then to Wally Ballou at the Acme High Fidelity plant, where they make all this high fidelity equipment up in Naugatuck near Saugatuck, Connecticut. So if you'd come in, please, Wally Ballou.
Lee Ballou, Naugatuck, Connecticut, with another spot description of heavy industry in China. Like, with the gentleman who has established the part and...
Wait a minute, engineer.
Name, sir. Nope, with no time at all. And so, as we walk over here, I want chatting with the gentleman who is responsible for all this. When did you first start in the high business?
Well, I was never quite satisfied with the commercial type of receiver, so back about 11 years ago, I decided to make my own. That there is a chime, just as it really sounds. It's a high-fidelity chime. Would you like to hear cocktail shakers, high-fidelity?
Sure would.
Okay, listen to them.
That doesn't sound like cocktail shakers to me.
Doesn't to me either. Not a bit doesn't sound like a cocktail shaker. That's the only kind of sound I want to hear right now.
I got an idea. How about letting us hear the Quaddy head horn?
The who?
The Quaddy head horn.
Oh, that's the one up at Quaddy. That's, we've recorded this courtesy of the United States Coast Guard.
Ain't anything good.
That's the cocktail shaker. Wait a minute,
Ease.
fella. Wait just a second. There
That's... Oh,
we are.
let me have an onion in it. How about the Quaddy head horn?
Okay, fella.
Eating off that is no good at all. This is Wally Ballou returning you to Bob and Ray.
Well, where are we going to take our microphones tomorrow?
Well, we have several surprises in store for you, and we don't want to tip the show by telling you exactly. I'll just sum it up this way. It's a show that you will not want to miss.
And that's the first half hour of today's Bob and Ray show with records, and we'll be back after 5 minutes of news with 10 minutes more of same. This is Mutual, the radio network for all America.
I'd like to take just a few seconds now to remind you that your druggist presents the Bob and Ray Show every afternoon, Monday through Friday, over this station, WOR, beginning at 5 p.m. And here in this area, the Bob and Ray Show is presented by the members of the Westchester County Pharmaceutical Association and the members of the Rockland County Pharmaceutical Association. Get to know these druggists. You'll welcome the service they give, the late hours, the quick delivery, the complete up-to-the-minute products, and all the famous brand names. Yes, your druggist is always ready to serve you, so stop and shop at your nearby druggist today. This is WOR, AM and FM, New York. Now again, Bob and Ray.
Close in 5 minutes.